Hi, welcome. Now I am going to show you how to add calculated fields for compound interest as well as the maturity amount. Okay, so what I have here is that the account number and principal, years and interest rate and the number of times in a year. Okay, so for each account number, what is the principal amount and the compound interest needs to be calculated for how many years that year, and the interest rate, what is the interest rate. Okay, and the number of times in a year, that means the compound interest is how many terms you want to calculate. Okay, sometimes the compound interest is calculated for all the months, 12 months. Sometimes it is not for 12 months, it could be quarter wise, which is 4 times. Okay, in a year. Okay, yeah, sometimes it is 12 times in a year. Okay, so this is what I am going to use it. Okay, so now what I am going to do, I am going to use this data. Okay, I am going to use this data to calculate our compound interest as well as the corresponding maturity amount. Okay, so I just highlight the data about 109 records I have. Okay, then including the header, it is 110 records. Then go to insert pivot table. Okay, in the pivot table choose the data that you want to analyze. Okay, so what is the data you want to analyze? Okay, and select the table or range. Okay, plus the where do you want to, this is the data is our source data, we already selected. By default it is coming as our source data. Choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed in a new worksheet. Okay, fine, press OK. Then it is giving us two parts. One is the pivot tables fields pane, where we can select the pivot table records, pivot table fields, and according to the division wherever we put the fields, the report is going to pop out here. Okay, the pivot table area. Okay, what I am going to do, I am going to select the account number first. Okay, I selected the account number. Now I am going to do the actual maturity amount. Okay, or I'm going to use this formula, which is P into 1 plus or 1 plus R by N. R is nothing but the rate of interest. Okay, for here what I have is the rate of interest is something like 7.6, which is for the year, but it has to be divided by 100. Okay, then only you will get the, I'm not keeping this one as a percentage now, I just keep it as 7.6 percentage. Okay, so the rate of interest is 7.6, I must divide by 100. Okay, so and also the number of times in a year. Okay, so what is the how many times the rate of interest has to be calculated. For some of the cases is 12 times. It is for every month. The compound is on every month. Some of them are in quarterly wise. Okay, now I the T is the term, which is the number of times. Okay, R is the rate of interest, and N is the number of years. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to add a calculated field. Okay, so okay, before that I will add this formula, copy here. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, just nice. Okay, now I am going to use the calculator field, which is in the design, but we couldn't find any tab. You click here, then you can find the analyze and design tabs here. So you click on analyze, you can find fields items here. Okay, this tab you need to click on. It's in the calculations. We have, once you click on the pivot tables, you get two tabs, extra tabs, pivot table tools. Okay, one is analyze, the other one is design. Okay, so I just close this one. You can see analyze, fields, items, then calculated field. Okay, what field I am going to check? I am going to use the compound interest. Okay, I am going to calculate the compound interest. Okay, this is the formula. So I put a compound interest as CI. Okay, so what is the formula? The formula is something like we usually write it on the cells, put a equal to sign and write the formula, right? The same way you need to write it. Principal amount into, okay, 1 bracket 1 plus, okay, 1 plus, again there is another part, okay, or by n. Or itself is nothing but the rate, interest rate divided by 100. Okay, because I didn't divide by 100 there, so I put it here. Okay, so interest rate, you can see, since the field name is having a space in between, it encloses the field name with a single quotation. Okay, then which is divided by n. N is the number of years, which is the years. Okay, so this one need to be this 1 plus this part, right? It's in the bracket, needs to be with the power. Okay, the power is the caret sign here, and n is again the number of years into number of years into the number of years into t. T is number of times in a year you want to calculate the compound interest. Okay, close the bracket. So this thing will give you the overall maturity amount. So this thing minus P is the first. I will put a bracket here. This will minus P, the overall thing minus P will give you the principal. Okay, will give you the compound interest. Once you put everything, the formula, you add it. The CI is added, press OK. You can see here the sum of CI. I just changed the name into compound interest. Okay, then what I am going to do here is I want the number to be in 2 digit. Okay, so I will go to this thing, number part is 2 digit, the cents part. Okay, press OK. Now compound interest, I already got it. Okay, what I am going to have now is the maturity amount, the same thing plus this plus interest, or I already minus off the thing. So I have the compound interest calculated field, so I am going to create a maturity amount. Okay, calculated field, maturity. Okay, so what I am going to do, I have the principal plus the compound interest will give me the overall maturity amount, the final value of that investment. Okay, so add, press OK. You can see here is the maturity amount. Okay, here it is $60,311 for the compound interest, and the maturity amount is 101,311. Okay, it's the maturity amount. Okay, so I just put the sum of maturity into a different name, which is maturity amount. Okay, now you can see for each account you had the compound interest as well as the maturity amount. Okay, so for anything, okay, for any number of any principal and the years and the interest rate, you can calculate the compound interest as well as the maturity amount for using a pivot table. Okay, this is the account number. So the account number calculated fields are very interesting, and it helps us to create any calculation using the fields involved. Okay, and in the calculations you no need to refer by cell by cell. You are going to just say what is the column name, okay, field name, okay, then it will add for individual rows. Okay, so this way you can use the calculator fields to calculate compound interest as well as the maturity amount. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you like my videos, please press Alan Sam button, which is appeared in the video, to subscribe to my channel, as well as please leave your comments and suggestions, and God bless you.